Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here. Isn't it so crazy? Me doing my job. So I am back with a new video. I have been wanting to do this video for so long, and I think I just didn't have the balls to do it for quite some time. I asked you guys on my Insta story if you would rather see me talk about my fall favorites or do this video, assumptions about me, and this video won by a pretty decent amount, but I know that so many of you still want fall favorites, so I do intend on doing a fall winter favorites video, but I thought I would do this first because I had like over 50,000 people send in assumptions about me, so I'm like, I gotta do it. Okay, so first, I need to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody who sent such sweet assumptions. Just saying like overall kind things. I assume that you're a nice person. I assume you're gracious. I assume you're giving and all that. So sweet, but I know that those are not the kinds of assumptions that people want to hear, so I kind of took the vast majority and grouped them together. I'm gonna answer those assumptions. Okay, so first assumption is that I rarely leave my house. So that is a yes and a no. Because of quarantine and the global pandemic, yeah, I genuinely didn't leave my house. Like I did not walk out my front door for like I think a solid month at one point, other than going into my backyard or walking my dogs. In general, I would say I leave my house like 4 days a week. It's going to my office, so it's work related, or it's going to like my sister's or my parents' house. That's really it. Okay, next assumption. I have people clean my house for me is a big assumption. A lot of people sent this one in, and you guys are absolutely right. I do have 2 women who clean my house for me. They come to my house 3 days a week. And they have been working for me for, oh my gosh, we're over 4 years now at this point. They started with me in my condo and they came with me over here. They now work for my entire family and some of my friends. I think they only have 1 client outside of us. They're just 2 women who privately own a business, and they have become like family. They watch my dogs, like their family babysits, like the nieces and the nephews in the family. They're amazing. I definitely needed help with this house, moving into a 6,000 square foot house. I needed help, especially me. I am such a clean freak. Oh my gosh, I'm such a clean freak, you guys. Like, you have no idea. It's ridiculous. It's very annoying to many people because everything is just like needs to be spotless all the time. But yeah, I do have help, but I also clean myself all the time. Like on the weekends, it's all me. Thank God for them. If they left me, I'd be like, ah. Okay, that I don't forgive easily. Oh, no, completely inaccurate. One of my biggest downfalls is that I forgive way too easily. Like, spit on me, walk all over me, just, oh my gosh, the worst. Betray me, manipulate me, and I'll be like, it's okay. Like, if you apologize, I'm like, it's okay. It's all good. You apologize. Like, that's all I need. Moving on. And my family and friends who really have my back, they have always told me I need to stop being a doormat for people. I need to stop forgiving people so easily. So it's actually something I have worked on the last year. I've really eliminated a lot of people from my life the last year because I've decided, like, as I approach 30, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm so done with forgiving everybody for every little thing, just letting people walk all over me and forgiving them just because they give an apology. I'm done. So it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I would say that no, yes, I do forgive people too easily, but not anymore. You wear the pants in your relationship. So many assumptions about Jordan and I. Like, I can't. That was the number one, were assumptions about Jordan and I, just in every aspect of our relationship and our life. Me wearing the pants in the relationship? Absolutely not. I know that a lot of people like don't believe in like the saying like wearing the pants. That's like you should be like a team and you should be equal. And I definitely agree with that. There's some things where I like put my foot down. I'm like, no, it needs to be this way. There's other things where he puts his foot down, but I definitely do not wear the pants in our relationship. I have a lot of respect for Jordan's opinion. He's extremely smart. He's intelligent. He's also got great common sense. And he's someone who I respect enough to allow him to lead me through life in some ways. So no, in no way do I wear the pants. I have a lot of respect for him and his opinion. And when I'm going through something, I listen to him. He's one of the number 1 people that I go to. And what he says, I really take into account. So no, I do not wear the pants in my relationship. If I came up to you, say at a shop, you wouldn't want to stop and chat and take a picture. completely inaccurate. And I've always said this on YouTube, like, say hi to me. I do not mind whatsoever. Even if it's like a quick, like, you know, I might be busy or you're busy, just like, oh, hey. I mean, I love it. I love it. Like when I walk through airports and people are just like, hey, bitch. I'm like, ah, yes. Like, that's my people, you know? Yeah, I love to talk to my subscribers. The only time ever that I have rejected somebody or said no to a photo is if I am with my family. This has only happened a few times, but there was a point last year where every time I was going out with my family, people would come up and ask me to stand up while we're out to eat and be like, can you get up and take a picture with me? And it was really bothersome, especially to my nieces and my nephew, who are much younger, obviously. They didn't like it. And it just bothered them. Like, why are they interrupting our dinner? Why are you getting up and taking a picture, Aunt Jaclyn? Like, it was like that conversation. So now I have set boundaries with subscribers when they come up to me while I'm physically eating with my family and they ask for a photo. I just say, I'm so sorry, I'm with my family right now. When I'm done eating, I will come find you and I will take a picture with you, you know? And if they happen to leave before me, then so be it. But I always like look through the restaurant and find them, or I ask them where they're sitting and I go up to them and I take a picture with them. But that's the only time that I wouldn't, is when I'm with my family. My family comes first. That is a very good assumption, especially after what I just got done saying. Yeah, I'm a Cancer through and through. I am so family oriented. My family is number one priority. Blood is thicker than water. I love my friends, but that's another thing, is I have a few friends in my life, a few friends that I genuinely think of like my family, like my sisters. But yeah, it's all about family to me. Like, if my family doesn't like you, I'm like, we have a problem, because my family, introducing Jordan to them, I was like, oh my God, because if my family is like, we don't like this person, then I'm like, well, where do I go now? Like, they're just so important to me. Don't want to get married again. Yeah, no, that's like not at all the case. That's never been the case. I mean, when I went through my divorce, I never for a second was that person where I'm like, screw love, I'm never getting married again. That never was me. I definitely, for sure, saw myself being single for a very long time. And I had a fear, for good reason, that I wasn't going to find a guy for a long time, especially like a man who was going to love me for me, that he was going to see, you know, like the social media career and like the nice cars and be like, oh, look at her, and maybe be intimidated or be like put off by it, or maybe be attracted to that and not me and my soul and my heart and my spirit and my personality, and be distracted by like the shiny things. That was a fear of mine. So I was prepared to be alone, but I've always seen myself getting remarried. I've never given up on love ever for a second. So yeah. No. You are a spoiled brat. Oh, I'm a spoiled brat. You guys, I'm a spoiled brat. I earned everything that I own by myself. No man ever backed me up. I never had an investor in anything. I did all the on my own. And somehow, one of the number one assumptions is that I'm a spoiled brat. I think that people thinking like owning nice things means you're spoiled. So I like let that one slide on social media all the time. But for me, when I think of a spoiled person or a brat, like a spoiled brat, I think of like, give this to me. Like, I think of entitlement and just like bitchiness and just like, I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? But like, to me, it's like, no, I worked for this. I have been a hard worker ever since I was a little girl. My dad, thank you, Lord, for him. God rest his soul. He taught me how to be a hard worker right alongside of my mom. I mean, he pushed me. I've had a job since I was 14 years old, and ever since I've never not had a job. You know, I've worked very hard. I know what I want out of life, and I provide things for myself. And all this that you see, I worked for it. And that's always what I preach to people. I'm like, I did this, you can too. If I can earn this, you can too. There's no cap and there's no end on the amount of money that's available for you guys to earn. If I can do this, you can do this. And I had a great time doing it. I did what I loved. I found my passion, and it just worked. For a young, poor girl, it worked. Not poor growing up. Everyone always gets me twisted, but poor at the time when I started my career. I'm doing great now. You assume that Jordan and I have our children's names picked out. We do. We actually have a list. We have an ongoing list. Sometimes a name will pop up and we'll be like, ooh, add that. First names, middle names, nicknames, We do have a list. You've been distancing yourself from drama lately and working on yourself and new projects. This is a great assumption because it's totally accurate. This is another one that so many people were saying. You've distanced yourself from drama. And I'm like, oh, blessings. I'm so glad you see it that way. Thank you. I mean, I never want to be involved in drama. Maybe I did when I was younger. I kind of like liked the tea when I was younger, you know, kind of like I was drawn to it. I'm really over that now. But absolutely, I went through such a hard time where I was just like drinking excessively and completely let go of my health, and all I cared about was just like numbing every thought and every pain and anything that came to my mind. I just wanted to numb it, and I was just getting drunk every single night because I just was like, I don't want to deal with life. And I had just like a wake up moment, and I was like, we're done. And ever since then, I've been done, and I'm focused on the bigger picture. I'm focused on long term. I don't really care about like the fame, the clouts, the drama. I just care about getting right with myself, my family, Jordan and I's relationship, what my future looks like as far as an individual. Like if I lose everything, if I lose every subscriber, every dime in the bank, that's what I am like really focused on right now. Like who I am, my core, my center, who's gonna be there when it all goes to shit. That's what I'm focused on. So absolutely. That I'm stuck up. Another very another popular assumption. This one was that I'm stuck up. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm an amazing person, I'm not stuck up. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and toot my own horn, but also like beep beep, I definitely am not stuck up. I can't even imagine someone who personally knows me saying Jaclyn's stuck up. I can imagine someone who saw me in passing and feels like talking shit about me saying that I'm stuck up. I can feel like someone who is just like pissy calling me stuck up, but I'm not stuck up at all. Another popular one is that I had a rough childhood, and this could not be further from the truth. I had an amazing, I had the best childhood ever. I moved to Tampa from Illinois when I was 7 years old, almost turning 8. Everybody on my street, like all the adults, had kids in my age range. Like there was like 20 kids within like 3 years of me, all on my street, and we were all friends. And I had a beautiful home that I grew up in. My mom was like the best housewife of all time. Magnificent. You feel fat. Well, I feel called out. I have moments where I feel fat for sure. Totally, no questions. I hate that word, but yeah, I definitely have moments where I'm like, oh God, like right now, I don't feel like that because I'm in all black and I have my boobs out. I'm just being honest. Like, by the way, this bodysuit, amazing. It's by Good American and it comes in white and black, and I'm like, bitch, thank you, Chloe. It like sucks in everything. It's great. But right now I don't feel like that because I'm like showing the good assets that come along with weight gain, you know? But like I definitely have moments where I see myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh God, figure it out. But I also know that if I said, we're changing, you are losing weight, I know that I could lose the weight that I want to within 4 to 6 weeks. I also know that I could get liposuction. It's all about choices. You only upload on YouTube when you're trying to sell something. Another very popular assumption that is, which is kind of concerning to me because honestly, if you just look at facts, what have I sold this year? Like, I haven't had a launch since almost an entire full year ago. What am I selling? Like really, I see this all the time. People on Twitter, oh, the only reason she's gonna upload is because she's selling something. I don't know if people are referring to like maybe links that I put in my description bar that I've been doing for 7 years since I started my YouTube channel of just reward style links or Amazon links. I don't know if that's what people are referring to. If so, I'm like, that's not my income, you know? I'm not trying to sell you something. No, the answer is absolutely no. Like for instance, this video right now, I'm literally just here talking just to talk, just to shoot with you guys because I enjoy it. And that's it. And then when I have product launches, of course I'm gonna get on here and talk about them. I work so hard on them and I'm proud of them. And of course I'm gonna wanna sell them. I do YouTube videos because I still genuinely love YouTube videos. I just don't do them all the time because I do get insecure, I guess, about things. I'm like, I see what's going on YouTube and the difference and the shift and the changes that are happening. And I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. And I just love to keep things simple and just like, I have a lot of video ideas. I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna like that, you know? That's why I ask you guys a lot on my Insta stories. I'm like, are you gonna enjoy this? Cause like, I have an idea for like a video of like comfortable things around the house, like the best slippers, the best socks, the best robes, the best pillows, the best pillowcases, the best comforters, the best blankets, like sleep masks, like all that stuff. Cause like, I just love to do comfort, you know? And I love just like Still simple but beautiful makeup, you know, nothing like crazy and over the top. And I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna enjoy this because things are getting so crazy and awesome and different that I overthink it a lot. I love YouTube and I do not upload only to sell. I know I ranted, but that's truth. This was a very popular one. Oh, the elephant in the room. I cheated on my ex-husband with his best friend, Jordan. This is definitely a very sensitive question on one hand, but not at all on the other. When Jordan and I first got together, I saw these speculations, drama channels, gossip channels, whatever you want to call them, and just people all over social media saying that I was a cheater and I was a liar and I had an affair and whatever it may be. And I was so upset. How dare they do this to me? Like, they're questioning my character. Like, at first, I was so panicked at the idea of social media thinking this. I went through my phone and my DMs and I screenshotted everything. I put it into a folder with proof, like proof of dates and times of when Jordan and I started talking so that I could like show the world everything and debunk all the allegations. And then I was just like, why? Why? Like, I know that I didn't cheat. So no, I understand why though. I do. That's the thing, is I understand why people assume that I cheated because Jordan and I got together so quickly. It was like, bye, on to the next. Like, absolutely. But also a lot of people say, well, look at it. Look at the timeline. It's so obvious. Here's the thing is no one knows the actual timeline. When I got on camera and announced that I was getting a divorce, my ex-husband and I had been separated completely, and he had been moved out of the house for over 6 months at that point. Like, completely, to the point that on New Year's Eve, he was living in the Marriott Suites Hotel on the beach and came and stopped by the house for like 5 minutes to take a picture on Snapchat to make people think that we were celebrating New Year's together, because we didn't want to deal with the outside drama. We told my parents before Christmas, my entire family, we told them in between Thanksgiving and December, we're getting divorced. And I did not tell the world until the end of June the following year. So there was a lot of time that you guys did not know about, and a lot that happened even before that. So I understand why the time frame looked messy online. But no, there was no cheating. There was no affair. That is not what ended my ex-husband and I's relationship at all from either sides. It was not about an affair. And that's another thing that I see that drives me crazy is not only did people like refer to me as a cheater and how I had an affair, but I did it with John's best friend. And that drove me insane because the fact that he was referred to as his best friend, which it doesn't matter if they're acquaintances, if they're friends, if they're best friends, if they work together, it doesn't matter, but it just drives me crazy because the idea when I think of like best friend, I think of like the person that you grew up with, you share everything with, and I'm like, that's a lot. That's just not the case if I'm gonna really dive into assumptions. Jordan and my ex-husband, they met at the studio because Jordan had at the time was working on an album of his own, and he also owns his own business where he does filming and editing. And so myself and my ex-husband hired him to film his videos and edit them. So he had come over to the house a couple of times, in which case there was no flirting, no attraction, no touching, nothing. It wasn't until John and I had gone through a divorce that somehow him and I, through DMs, casually started talking about filming because I had some questions and editing, and next thing you know, it just started. It sparked up. There was an interest there. I pursued him 100%. I was like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. Nothing ever happened before our divorce though. Being called a cheater is not fun when you pride yourself on being loyal. Even if you're miserable, when you pride yourself on being loyal, it's like, don't call me a cheater. My friends are disgusting. Like, honestly, Nikita and PK, you guys, like, the fact that you both send me this, like, what's wrong with you? I smoke weed. Interesting. Those of you who know me know that I do not smoke weed. I have in the past when I was super young. I think it's been 10 years. I have only smoked 4 or 5 times in my life. And turns out that I am allergic to THC. I know, very weird. It was a whole thing figuring that out. But yeah, I have a horrible reaction. Horrible, like throwing up, hives, the whole thing, which kind of sucks because I know so many people are like, it's so great for anxiety. And like now, like, you know, you can get your card and be prescribed to like help put yourself to sleep. And I'm like, sounds great, but not my journey. So no, I don't smoke weed. You feel like every move you make is going to be misinterpreted and it stops you. That is so true. Even this video, I kind of have like these weird like butterflies, like not even butterflies, but like kind of like ants in my stomach, like, ah! Oh, I'm just waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, oh my God, she did this again. 100%. But it is what it is. Hoarder! No, like the opposite. I actually had a few people send me this saying that they think that I'm a hoarder. And I'm like, in what world do you ever get that impression? Like, absolutely not. I actually am the opposite to the point that it's frustrating to myself because I throw away way too much. And then 6 months later, I'll be like, where did that thing go? And, oh, you threw it away. Oh, I threw it away. Great. Love that for me. I just need things clean and simple. If I don't use it, it's gotta go. It's gotta get the hell out. You used to do drugs. A lot of people said this, and I don't know why. I'm thinking maybe because my ex is so open and honest about being an addict. That's all I can assume. You know, he's made so many posts recently, like in the past couple of years, about being an addict and really come forth with that. So I'm thinking maybe that's why people are assuming that I used to do drugs. Like maybe we did them together, but no, I'm so scared of drugs. I'm terrified. I have lost quite a few people in my life. Just watch them go down the spiral of drugs. Like even when it comes to my anxiety, I was actually prescribed to Xanax last year, like last fall, and I didn't even take it. I'm like, I can't. And I was only prescribed to 0.05, and I still was like, I'm not taking this because I'm scared. I know a lot of people are like, you know, it's okay, rely on the help of pharmaceuticals. I just can't. I've seen how quickly it spirals out of control, and I'm just like, oof, I can't. So no drugs for me because I'm too afraid of them. My boyfriend always says that you are a fake person, always selling and lying. Did your boyfriend really say that? You know, it's not fake. Sometimes you just need to have fun, you know? You need to have fun. You will never change your last name. Oh, absolutely I will. Yes, I will change my last name. When the time comes to get married one day, I will change my last name. I will never change my last name on my YouTube channel because it's just there, like it's Jaclynhill. I built this brand around my name. What's crazy is I was actually going, like when I first made my YouTube channel, I was gonna name it Jaclynroxanne. And I remember going over it with my ex and he was like, Hill just sounds better, Jaclynhill. But no, I'm not gonna ever change my name on YouTube, but I will change my name legally 100%. That I am spending over my means. Oh my goodness, I could not believe how many assumptions there were about just money, finances, debt, spending, whatever it may be. No, I do not spend over my means. I am terrified of debt. I do not have an ounce of it. I hope I never do. And I also have people to keep my ass in check and say, bitch, you keep going, you gonna be MC Hammer broke. I say, I got you. Cut me off. You don't walk your dogs. This is a pretty good assumption. It comes and goes. You know, it comes and goes. I do have people who walk my dogs, I'm not gonna lie. I have 3 of them. They love to go outside. They love to go on 3 or 4 long walks a day. And then of course I also let them out in the backyard as well. Jordan and I walk the dogs, but I also have people who walk my dogs as well. So it goes back and forth. It just depends where I'm at. Like if I'm out, he's working all day. We have people who walk the dogs. Late at night, I have people who come and walk the dogs like midnight, you know, because I'm like, that sort of thing. But no, it comes and goes. It's a day-by-day thing. You support almost your whole family, parents, siblings, and kids with your money. Safe assumption. That was my main goal. My main goal in life, you look back at my old videos like 5-6 years ago, and I talk about in every Q&A, like all the time, just talking about what I want out of life. It is to support my family, and I still have one more major wish in my life that I really hope to achieve, and that is to have like a huge compound where it's just like me and my entire family within like a 5-mile radius on a lake, all our own houses. We can just like see each other on days we want to, avoid each other's on days that we want to, but just be near each other. My mother was my first employee. That's like one of my greatest accomplishments is getting my mom out of Nordstrom. After her divorce, she started working at White House Black Market in the Nordstrom, and I got her out of there And then one by one started hiring people in my family and taking care of them in all different ways. Like my brother sent him over to Cambodia to help out children and work with an organization for human trafficking. You know, spent a lot of money and a lot of time on that. And I haven't really talked about that much on YouTube, but I mean, my brother did so much good over there with his family, lived over there for almost 2 years. And so yeah, I mean, whatever it may be, I just want to help my family and their dreams come true and work together and alongside of each other. That's what it's all about. That I keep my circle small because I've been burned in the past. So yeah, this is a very good assumption and very accurate. I do keep my circle small, but also I think that my circle is pretty big, honestly. I have so many people who are just such great friends in my life. My circle's so awesome and honest. I have not surrounded myself by yes men. I definitely have yes men in my life who are there due to business, and I know that they're yes men, and I'm aware of that, and I'm like, yes. Got a great circle of people, and I am very like about new people, very much, and I have every right to be, because people come in acting like they're there for you, acting like they love you and they're interested in you, and next thing you know, they want something, and they want everything, and they want the world, and it's very off-putting, and it's really hard to get used to, and I hope I never do. So yeah, I'm very, very picky about keeping my circle just small and just intimate, and people who will allow me just to love them the way I want to, and they love me right back, and it's a give and a take and not a one-way street. I feel like I'm not perceived in my truthful light. Yeah, no, I don't feel, yeah, that's absolutely correct. Here on social media, nobody knows me. I definitely feel like no one really knows me. That's why I have a small, tight circle of my people who know me. And they get me. I don't take rent from my boyfriend. No, I don't take rent from my boyfriend. Absolutely not. Now, him and I, if we bought a house together, for sure. But Jordan has his own place and I have my own place. He has a beautiful apartment, a place that I have never shown you guys because it's kind of like our little escape from everything. He has his own apartment, his own place that I love and adore. And so no, he doesn't pay rent here because he doesn't technically live with me. Now, if he brought everything over here and is like, all right, no more apartment, moving in, then of course we would have that conversation. But him and I love that he has his place and I have my place, and that's the way it works for us. And it's amazing. And I have so much respect for him because of that, because just because I have like the bigger house doesn't mean that he doesn't need and deserve his own place that is his. I don't wash my own dishes. Okay, yeah, I do. I wash my own dishes. I actually enjoy washing dishes. It's one of the things around the house that I like. I like washing dishes. I like cleaning off the countertops. I like cleaning the kitchen in general. I don't mind sweeping and vacuuming. Now I'm like getting all into cleaning. I'm like, ooh, yay. Yeah, I wash my own dishes. Like I said earlier, I do have help at my house 3 times a week, so I don't wash dishes all the time, but I do my dishes and I do not mind it. You fell out of love a long time before you got divorced since you moved on so quick. This was another one that I felt like I couldn't ignore because so many people sent this assumption in, and all I'm gonna say is yes, you are absolutely 100% accurate on that. It's crazy how many people are like, this is so sudden when something happens, you know, and then you're just thinking like, this is so sudden. What? Like, being the person who has lived through it, you're like, this is not sudden. Like, this is something that's been brewing for a long time. The issue was, if I'm being totally open and transparent, in which I've noticed this in so many of my girlfriends and people that I've just connected with, it's weird. There's kind of like a divorcee community. Like, once it happens, it's like people start coming out of the woodwork and they're like, I got divorced too, or oh, I'm going through it too, me too. And you're just like, oh my God, tell me. It's crazy because so many women that I've talked to who've gone through breakups or divorces all say the same thing. I told him that I wanted a divorce 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I told him, I'm not gonna stay. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done. And then years and years go by. And then when you're finally like, I went to an attorney, I'm leaving. They're like, oh, what? This is so sudden. This is such a shock. I can't believe you're doing this. And you're like, I've been telling you for 5 years. Like, I feel like that is such a common thing. It was over, and it's good. It's good that it's over. My ex and I still keep in touch. We actually just talked on the phone 3 days ago for a while. I always tell him, like, I want to remain friends. We were friends since I was 15. You know, like, I knew you for all these years, but as far as being in love and us being in a relationship, it was so toxic. It was bad. It was bad. Friends and family were like, thank God, like, it was toxic, you guys. So we were not right together. He brought the worst in me. I brought the worst in him. That's all I'm saying. Face full of fillers and ass full of fat transfer, Kim Kardashian style. I can't believe how many people assumed something about fillers. Like, can we stop, you guys, for the love of God? Like, I've never, ever, ever not been open and honest about my fillers. Like, geez, I can't believe that people still think that all this is fillers. Like, I just can't wait for people to not be like, oh my God, she got a boob job and oh, she probably got fat transfer to her stomach. That's why her stomach is so big. I have been honest. I get Botox in my forehead because I get really bad wrinkles in my forehead, and I get nose filler right here, straighten out my nose a little bit because my nose was broken when I was younger, and I have gotten filler in my under eye, which literally is right here, just right there, and in my lips. My under eye filler has not been touched up in 3 years though, so that is gone, 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 gone. No, I have not gotten filler down here. No, my filler has not fallen down my face. Like, it's just, I saw a video on YouTube. I didn't watch it, but I saw the thumbnail, and it was a doctor explaining how I've had filler, like so much filler that it's now like changed my face and moved or something. I just like read the description and saw people talking about it on Twitter, and I refused to watch it. And people were just like, oh my God, even a doctor says that Jaclyn has too much filler. I'm thinking, you guys tell me, look at me in the eye right now and tell me a reputable doctor that you know that would get on YouTube without knowing someone's medical conditions, history, seeing their charts, and just start talking about their physical features, their health, and what they've had done. You're joking, right? You really think that that's legit? I'm thinking like, people who believe this, what? Another thing that I actually thought about doing is pulling all my charts from all the filler that I have had done and posting it. And I was like, why? Why would I do this? Why do I feed into this crap? It's ridiculous. I get in moods and then I'm like, knock it off, Jaclyn. You're being petty. No, I do not. I haven't had any of that. Honestly, you guys, I would like to get liposuction, and I am thinking about it. Not like right now, but I am thinking about maybe getting it like maybe early next year. Just a pinch and some few key areas, just like beep, beep. I have several friends who've had lipo, and I'm like, I think I can do that. But first I want to like work on myself, you know, diet and exercise and continue like the lifestyle that I've been living and see where I am as far as my confidence in myself. And if I feel like I want it, then I'll get it. And if I get it, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna do a whole documentary on it, but I'm just gonna be like, hey, I had this done, moving on. I have no reason to lie, you guys. You don't wear common clothes anymore. Your wardrobe is only high end. Yeah, this is definitely not the case. Like right now, I'm wearing Good American from Khloe Kardashian, and the sweatpants are Good American as well. I'm wearing like $12 socks. I have some real jewelry, some fake jewelry on, little combo of both. I definitely went through a phase several years ago where I was buying so much designer that like if it had a designer logo on it, I was buying it. I don't know. I was just so excited. I was just like, oh my God, I can afford these things that I like used to fold the pages on all the magazines and be like, one day, things I would cut out and tape to my walls. Like I was so excited that I could afford it, but I've definitely leveled out and come a little bit more back down to earth. So it's a little bit of everything, you know. Sometimes I'm wearing like something from Amazon or Express, you know, just the Nordstrom BP department, Topshop, or other times it's Gucci, it's Chanel, it's all over the place, honestly, you know. A little bit of everything, why not? I assume that you always make more money than men in your life, so you're daddy. Another very popular opinion, assumption, I should say. For me, it does not matter. Something that I have definitely learned through Jordan is it does not matter. Now listen, Jordan does very, very, very well. Very well. When people hear about his age and his income, it's like, oh, like he does very well for himself. It's very impressive. Does he make more money than me? No. Does that ever affect us? Absolutely not. Like never once has it affected us because Jordan brings something to the table that is very respectable and very powerful, and I have a lot of respect for him. So in no way am I daddy because I make more money. Jordan also pays for everything. Like when we go out to eat, he pays the bill. You know, like we go out to a 5-star restaurant, I order A5 Wagyu beef, glass of wine, every single side and appetizer possible. The bill is $450. Jordan pays and he tips. That's how it is. Like I totally get it. I totally get what you guys mean though, because I used to be like that in the past. I'd be like, oh, well, if he makes more money or she makes more money. It is so not like that though. I stay out of drama in the beauty community. Well, I love the fact that you guys think that I've stayed out of drama. That makes me really happy. I don't even think there's been drama in the beauty community recently. Honestly, I haven't even noticed if there has been. I also haven't watched YouTube videos as much anymore. I'm watching more like Desi and Steven a lot recently, the Perkins, and just like their journey with their fertility and having their baby boy. It's just so sweet. And I watch a lot of like organization stuff, and I watch a lot of Netflix and a lot of Grey's Anatomy, but I don't really know if there's even been drama in the beauty community. I definitely feel though like I am the odd man out in the community. When I was living in LA for a few months, I got invited to a few like more personal parties, and it was just so sweet, and I really, really enjoyed myself, like getting to go to Daniel and Joey's home, which they now have split up, but at the time they were dating. Getting to go to their Christmas party was just so much fun. Getting to go to Colleen's birthday party, you guys know Colleen, Miranda Sings, so much fun, you know, just so awesome being invited to just like personal parties, because I've never gotten to experience that before, because I definitely feel like I live in Florida. I'm very talkative. I'm kind of weird. I was homeschooled growing up. I just think that I'm definitely an outcast in the community, which I don't love. It kind of makes me sad sometimes, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't want to be involved in drama whatsoever, but I do love my community, and I love being involved in my community and love having friends in my community. So, okay, you guys, that's all of my assumptions. At least all the ones I'm gonna answer. I mean, I had so many of them, but I really worked so hard on this. I'm not kidding, for 3 nights straight. Like, I screenshotted probably like 400 assumptions. And then for 3 nights, no, I take that back. I probably screenshotted like 1,500 assumptions. And I just went through and was like, okay, what's the most popular ones? And I narrowed them down to like the most common ones so that I could really like give you guys the juices, the meat and potatoes of what you want from the assumptions. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop babbling. This has been a pretty long video. If you've made it to the end, I don't know. God bless you. Now you really know a lot about me. Okay, that's it. I love you. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Leave me a comment. God, I'm asking for a lot. And there's like fuzzies flying through the air. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.